All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, fellow Pandemonium travelers, this is Seattle Pandemonium Shutdown Day 185 by my count. Now, the Pandemonium includes the pandemic. That's where I started counting. It turned from Pandemic Shutdown to Pandemonium Shutdown a while back, 100 days or something. Well, Washington looks like hell on earth. I guess 2020 decided to just let the mask slip all the way off. It is now hell on earth. Everything's on fire. There's smoke everywhere. Seattle looks like LA. So far, it's not as bad as it was a couple of years ago. Was that 2 years ago? It was just orange sky in the middle of the day kind of thing. But this is unpleasant. The air is very, it's very irritating. The whole city smells like an ashtray now. But that is to be expected in 2020 because the hits just keep coming. What else is going down? Well, because we live in hell, sometimes there are absurdities that are funny. Like Donald Trump retweeting a clip from Joe Rogan's show. I shit you not. Oh, it's just so wonderful. And this is a little bit of a personal note for me. Back in I think it was the spring of 2016, I put out a rambling episode of my podcast that I think was like an hour and a half long. Like, oh man, can you see the city? Ugh. It's the worst. It was called In the Trenches of the Culture War. And I ran down a list of people I was listening to at the time that were making sense about the news and politics and whatnot. And it included a variety of different people who you may or may not know, but Joe Rogan was at the top of my list just because of the guests that he would have on his show. God, I think the smoke is making my throat. I'm trying to close up. Whoa. Jesus. Guys, if you're gonna do crazy maneuvers in traffic, I can't trust you, so I don't know what you're doing. Yeah. I swear that guy was about to rear end me. And not in a good way, am I right? Anyways, Joe Rogan was on my list of people who are influencers, right? And he certainly is an influencer. Very much so. Very much at the center of the online, the kind of meme war, mind war, socio-cultural political struggle. He's one of these giant battle mechs that's striding across the battlefield, and he just can't be canceled. He just keeps getting more money, getting more famous, and then here's a clip of him making fun of Joe Biden, and President Trump retweets it. I mean, he said the joke was, voting for Joe Biden is like taking a flashlight with a dying battery into the woods for a long hike. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna make it. And it's part of the two movies phenomenon that's happening. Two movies, same screen. Some people are like, yeah, no, look at Donald Trump as the incoherent, dementia-addled guy. And it's like, no, Joe Biden is. And it's like, maybe they both are. I don't know. But Biden just, he like rambles and becomes incoherent, whereas Trump just says wacky shit. Like, he'll sort of fixate on something and just kind of repeat stuff, and he says things that may or may not be true, and then everyone reacts and tries to figure out whether it's true or not. Like, this phenomenon's been going on for years now. So, who's sharper? Trump. And Rogan was also correct. If in these debates, oh man, is it gonna be funny? Like, Trump is gonna dunk on Biden, Biden's gonna stammer, people are gonna clip supercuts of him just yammering and saying insane things, incoherent things, and it's not gonna be a debate in a sense that it's gonna clear anything up. But that's not what these aren't even debates technically. That's not what they're for. What they're for is for them to trash each other and try to propose a better plan for America, or at least trash the other guy and make fun of him. Make them look incoherent, incompetent, evil, etc., right? So there's going to be memes. There's going to be so many memes. I mean, on the one hand, it is tiresome. I mean, we really have to do this, guys. We're really going to fight this out on social media, in the streets too, apparently. At least all the way till the election, if not all the way to the inauguration of whoever is going to win. I do still think it's Donald Trump, but things are just... Like, even a few months ago, I was a little more, I'm going to use the term wrong, bullish on Trump. I was kind of thinking that he wasn't going to get it. But after all the pandemonium, and the chaos, and the malfeasance by the media, here's their thing they were doing today. Running a story about Kamala Harris wearing black and white Chuck Taylors. Okay. I don't care, but I'll say I don't care so that I am signaling to other people that it's okay to not care. And the point is, I really don't care about her footwear. I'm being told about her footwear by supposedly important journalists and such. It's journalism to tell me that because I saw her in a video and she had black Chuck Taylors on, and then they released a news story about how she's wearing black Chuck Taylors. And people wonder why there are people calling the media, the mainstream press at least, the enemy of the people. What in the hell does it have to do with anything? I know it's like a human interest piece, and this reaches people, but this is clearly political activism. It's branding. It's bubble wrapping these candidates and trying to make them seem more likable, seem more personable, give them like some kind of quirky thing, so that they're more interesting and not just an empty vessel, or brazen political sociopaths. I mean, come on. Framing these people as folksy and stuff. And I mean, they do it for Trump too. I'm saying it's that they're doing this to us. We're being manipulated at a mass scale. And here's the other thing the media is doing. The media, who are at least... They are on Team Biden, many of them. There's a lot of liberals in media. They are continuing to hype the coronavirus pandemic, which is increasingly no factor. I understand there's a risk, and I understand everybody's frightened, but you have, like, New York City had, like, 100 new cases or something. Like, and they're not even hospitalizations, they're just like positive tests, something like that. So this is crazy. Like, we have to reopen civilization. Like, the pandemic is over. If you have a comorbidity, take extra precautions. We can't cancel school and all of civilization for this thing that has now basically run its course. But they're going to continue to hype it because it allows them to push for things like unpopulated, what do I want to say? Unpopulated debates or televised debates, so that Trump can't walk around the podium and make funny faces and get crowd response from a big crowd, because Trump plays off the crowd. He always does it. He's pretty good at it, actually. They don't want a crowd. They don't want him to be able to have rallies, but they're doing them anyway. And they want to push for mail-in voting and more polling stations because we have to socially distance, right? I suppose I'm fine with that. You know, get people out to vote, do the thing. But the mail-in ballot thing is really like a poison pill. It makes the Democrats look like they're running shenanigans. It looks like shenanigans. And introducing uncertainty about the mail-in voting also contributes to delegitimizing the election, which is what both sides have been doing for several years now. So we're stuck. We're stuck in the middle of it, and the partisanship means that we will be constantly, oh man, that smoke is killing me. This is what happens when you quit smoking. When you're around smoke, it's like a Pavlovian reverse response. Like eyes will start watering and stuff, like I'd never smoked before. It's weird. But no, we're stuck in the partisan hellscape. There's no escape. Punditry is going to be continuous streams of information and disinformation. Not even until the election, though. Not even until inauguration. This never stops. And how can it? Because we're constantly campaigning politicians to make sure that they keep fighting in Congress and for the presidency, because we have this giant military industrial apparatus. We're a permanent member of the UN Security Council. We have a giant nuclear stockpile. We have tensions with China and other countries. And when you get into power, you have access to resources and things that, look at Hunter Biden. We call it corruption. I mean, it's nepotism. Dude just makes money because his dad is Joe Biden. I mean, did he do work? I mean, he seems like he's just kind of a fuck up. But he fails upward because his dad is Joe Biden. These people have access to access, really. They have access to people and places and things that you and I just can't even imagine. And the wealth that they can accrue because they have control over things like regulation and stuff means they know they can manipulate the market through regulation and policy. And they become the beneficiaries of knowing what's going to happen, because they do get farm reports and stuff like this. They get access to stuff before the public gets it. So Democrats, Republicans, they're going to fight over these things. The issue is who is saying the things that are more true or not. Is Joe Rogan right? Because I see what Joe Rogan sees. And a lot of other people see it too. So we're not making it up. It's not just anti-Biden disinfo. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff. So it's part of your decision making, is being aware that everyone's kind of aware that there's something wrong with Joe. There's something wrong with Grandpa. And it's not a good look. I've said it before, it's kind of sad and honestly kind of gross what they're attempting to do, running that man. And actually now, though, they're pumping Kamala Harris. They're going to keep pumping her up too, because that's who you're actually voting for. Joe is not going to make it. He's not going to make it one term, I don't think. Well, that's enough predicting 100% what's going to happen from me for one day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.